Hello everybody, I'm Serta and welcome back to Satisfactory. It's a big one today folks, we are getting into oil. There's lots of stuff that we need to do, there's a few things to unlock, but we need rubber and plastic so that we can progress. And we also need fuel because we're going to get a jetpack. So let's get stuck in. Alright, I'm going to start this episode by going straight into the hub, tier 5, jetpack, select. I've got all the stuff on me, and launch.
Milestone reached. Fix-It has granted you the power of flight, provided you have a jetpack and the appropriate fuels. The jetpack refuels automatically while you are standing on a surface, and different fuel types will affect the jetpack's functionality. With this increased versatility, you will no doubt achieve efficiency levels previously unheard of.
Oh, well, thank you, Ada. That means, folks, parachute is a thing of the past. And for now, we're only going to use solid biofuel, because I have a bit of that. So I'll stash the parachute away. And I'm going to have to go and pick up another stack of biofuel. Yeah, every time I go out, I do a little bit of chopping and clearing. I just come back to my little biofuel spot. This is so nice. And I pop the leaves and the wood into the machines, and I've got a small storage of solid biofuel here, so it's good. Now let's have a look at what we can do with this. Alright, this is probably the worst fuel to use for a jetpack, but we're going to rectify that today. But hey, we have flight. Let's take a look at what we're going to be doing next. Okay, so oil processing. Now, I would like to get petroleum power. Petroleum needs plastic and rubber. Fluid packaging, because the fuel power generator doesn't need packaged fuel, but we do to be able to use it in our jetpack and other vehicles. So we need to get fluid packaging unlocked. But obviously we need some fuel to put into it. And as you can see, there's packaged liquid biofuel and liquid biofuel over here. And that's pretty cool because then we can take our solid biofuel, add some water, turn it into liquid biofuel, get some plastic, make empty canisters, package that liquid biofuel, and we have a fuel that is actually better than packaged fuel for your jetpack. So the next thing we are going to do is this, oil processing. And I have a little plan. I'm going to put down a small oil facility, get the things that we need, just some plastic and rubber so that we can get the fluid packaging, and then we can get the petroleum power. So there's a bit of a process. Logistics Mark IV, that's really nice because there's trucks. I haven't used vehicles for logistics as yet because I haven't really had a reason to. I could have, I suppose, but I haven't really set up roads, and, you know, sending them over the ground doesn't always work out so well. Well, I don't know, maybe 1.0 is different. Anyway, that's conveyor belt Mark IV and conveyor lift Mark IV, so that's 480 per minute, which would be a lot better. And then we'll obviously get to tier 6 where we have industrial manufacturing, where we get this stuff, and then we can get to pipelines Mark II. So yeah, that's where we are. So we've started with the jetpack. We are waiting 45 seconds for our drop pod to get back. And when it arrives back, we will do the oil processing and get that plan started. Excellent. Here we go. Oil processing, select. I think I have everything. And launch. Take it away, Ada.
Milestone reached. Crude oil can now be extracted and refined to produce various industrially beneficial parts. The byproducts of these processes will require careful management, but a capable pioneer such as yourself surely understands that. To improve efficiency, pipelines can now be optimized with valves to limit and balance their throughput. These were initially left out because Fix-It did not want to overwhelm pioneers with complex pipeline management, but they have since been re-added after my impassioned defense of your capabilities.
Well, Ada's being very generous today. Alright, so this is a refinery. And a refinery has a solid input and a liquid input, and the same on the other side, on the outputs. Right. It's a big machine. And we can set recipes. Right now, we don't have any alternate recipes, but that's fine because we're starting out, so we're going to do a little factory just to get things moving. So we'll be using the heavy oil residue recipe for plastic, So we'll put in 30 crude and we'll get 20 plastic out and 10 heavy oil residue. Then we'll also use the rubber recipe where we'll put 30 in, we'll get 20 rubber out and 20 heavy oil residue. So then we'll go and make some fuel using residual fuel from the heavy oil residue that we get, and we'll get fuel. And now there's not much we can do with the fuel at the moment because we can't package it. And we haven't got the rubber and plastic to unlock the fuel generators, so we can't use it on power just yet either. So it's a little bit of a process to get oil production up and running, but I do know we are going to need some stuff. We are going to need 13 refineries. We are going to need 2 oil extractors, and then under organization we're going to need a few buffers. Let's get 3. Okay, so I need to go and collect motors, and I need to go and collect copper sheets, and there'll be lots of other stuff. There's materials for the pipes and possibly for pumps. So, and I do need 2 power shards. So I will grab my trusty little slugs that I haven't done anything with as yet, and head in here, and I'll just quickly make 2. And there's a reason for that. Right, so let me go and collect the rest of the material, and I'll be back. Alright, while I'm making my way out here, you may notice there's an extra level on top of the motors factory. I have set up a small explosives factory making noblisks. I might pick up a couple. I think I might need a couple where we're going. So it's a very simple one. I have a smelter over here. It's set to 30. It's producing 7.5 steel pipes per minute. Then over here, I went out to the very far reaches of this map, and I got myself some sulfur and some coal. There's 120 per minute on each belt coming in, but I'm not using all of it at all. Not even close. But yes, 1 coal, 1 sulfur make 2 black powder. So I've got 15 per minute on each machine, 30 per minute each that I'm using. So I've still got plenty of capacity that I can put somewhere else. And they are making the black powder, and the black powder and the pipes are going into this assembler to make the noblisks at 3.75 per minute. Don't need them to be fast, and they're going in here, and yeah, I have already picked up some, but yeah, from time to time I can come pick them up. I don't use them that much that I'd need a massive supply, so they don't need to be a strain on resources. Anyway, downstairs, and we have a nice little collection of motors. Brilliant. Then on my way back, I'll just pick up some copper sheet. I'm going to need a bit of that because that's also needed in pipes. So pipes, we have valves now as well. Nice. And then pumps, I need rotors. I do believe I have some rotors on me. Oh, imagine that, I don't. Alright, well, I've got to pick up some rotors as well. Oh, there they are. Yeah, I got a few. I'll top that up. I swear I will get the dimensional depots at some point soon. There's a few things that I'm working on, and I was going to go and put some out at the quartz area because that's the furthest away at the moment. However, I took the wrong material with me. Anyway, I needed the SAM fluctuators, and I took the other stuff, so it was the reanimated SAM. So that didn't work, and then I didn't feel like going out there again because I had too much to do at base. So, copper sheets, rotors, concrete. Right, I do believe I have everything that I need, so let's head out to the oil area. Now, I did drag a platform and power lines out that way, so I'm going to use them. And yeah, they're not bad, you know, they're pretty quick. And, you know, unless I hit things. Stupid thing. Anyway, so I did drag platforms and a power line out there, so we'll be on the same grid. And also have power. And I would like to get power connected quite soon because honestly, there are some nasties in that area I'd like to get rid of forever. By the way, if you hold down shift while you're doing this, you actually go much faster, and if you right click, then you don't need to hold down the button. Oh gosh, this is alive. I hope I didn't awaken that. No. Alright, that's good. That means that everything else here is respawned. Oh gosh. And we are rid of that. There are more. But yeah, we'll sort them out. Let's have a look at where these oil nodes are. Now, I see one over there. That's one of the ones that I'm after. And then there's one over there, but I don't want to use that because I think that is a pure node. I'm going to use the 2 normal nodes. So there's one over there, and then there's one hidden in that little cove right there. Those are the ones I'm after. There is another pure node. Oh gosh, am I going to activate this bee nest? Those ones are horrible. Yeah, so right at the end, yep, there's another pure. We are going to use those for other stuff later on. So the 2 we're going to use are that one, and because they are normal nodes, they're going to be putting out 120. So I need 300. So I'm going to pump them up with power shards. We do have a bit of power to spare, so that's okay. But I'm going to put the initial facility kind of over that side, away from all these nasty creatures. And I'm going to I'm just going to ramp it down. I'm going to get a little bit closer to the ground as well. Yeah, this height seems okay. And then I'm going to build a platform around this area. And I'm going to try to do this in a way that this is expandable in case I want to do something with it again later. If I can get rid of some of the local wildlife. Yeah, I think, is he down? No, he's not. Ooh, he's angry now though. Yep, that sorted him out. Okay, that's done. Hey, grab some nuts. So this is our first oil well. So hop into production, oil extractor, and I think I'm gonna, it doesn't really matter how I face it, because I want the stuff that I'm putting in to come in that side of the platform. This platform is going to come a bit closer, but yeah, maybe I can just put it like this. Yeah, that'll work. All right, and then what I'm going to do immediately is I'm going to take a power shard. I'm going to pop a power shard in here, and I'm going to crank that up to 150. It doesn't make a huge difference on the power, adding that little extra 25%, but it's definitely going to help us balance this whole system. More bad dudes to get rid of. Nothing else around. Second oil extractor, I'm going to place this one in this direction. And then I just need to do a bit of bush clearing. So there we go. Platform is almost there. Right, so these machines are enormous. I don't know if I've actually left enough space. No sooner built, and there's a flippin' haggis walking around on it. All right, so the oil will come in over here. These 2 lines will join up. I'm going to have to turn that one. I'm more concerned about the space that I have out that way. Now, I could move power lines, maybe. It's a possibility, because I'm not sure that I need them to head out in that direction. Although there is a pure oil node over there. So let's do this. 1 refinery input on this side, and just going to put it over here, and just check the distances. I'm going to need on the output side to put a conveyor setup in, and then we'll have like storage and stuff over here. And that one has been built and sharded. Grab a pipeline junction and pop it in. Where are we going to do it? Right over here. In the right place. Good. Going to grab a junction and put it in front of this one. Mark 1 pipe in there. And there will be a pipe going in there. I'm not going to put it in yet. Grab this. Change the mode. Horizontal to vertical. Yeah, that looks good. Ish. That can go in this side. Fairly neat. And then we'll grab this one, pipe it up to, let's see. Yeah, we'll pipe it up to here. Do some magic to try and get this at 90 degrees. And then this can come all the way down over here and plug into that junction. Right. So now once those have power, which could be soon, yeah, I think I'm going to take that one down and rather have it a little closer. We've got one close by, but that's fine. I mean, we can have one closer than that. That one's kind of hidden in the bush. I'm going to take that one out in case I need to expand out in that direction later on. I probably will, but this is just a starter one. A starter factory. I will go higher. So there'll be more levels to this eventually. Damn, I'm going to have to face some of these, am I not? No, not necessarily. Great, and put that there. So now we can expand without having to worry about the power lines being in the way. Alright, and then on the output side, we'll have heavy oil residue, and we'll start, I suppose, with the plastic. So that will be our recipe. 30 coming in, and then we're going to do this 5 times. And these don't like being too close together. Oh, jumped at the last second. So we want 5 of those. All right, so I have all of these built, and we're going to have 2 outputs over here. We will have the plastic, which I still need to set all these recipes, and we will also have the heavy oil residue, and that will come out and go on this line down that way. So let me connect all of these up. For some reason my hotkeys aren't working. That's quite odd. Quick restart, sorted that problem out. And with that, the outputs for the plastic are sorted. The belts between them, now they're going to be doing 30 each, so there will be 150 coming out. So I'm going to go with Mark 3, and then I just got to put the outputs for the heavy oil residue. And with that, that setup is sorted out. Now obviously a blueprint for this at this stage, not completely possible. I didn't actually center this. No, I'm not going to stress. It all works out just fine the way it is. So let's have a look at these. 30 each, 5 of them. I need 150 to go in there. Pipes carrying 300. I can, once I've got power there, I can connect this. In fact, I don't think there's really anything holding me back from connecting up the pumps right now. Maybe that's what I'll do, just get that out of the way. Oh, come on, Haggis. Dude, really? Problem with these things is they find a spot that they like and they just sit there, and then they don't run away. They used to run away when you hit them, but now they don't. So now you kind of have to beat them to death to get them to move. I mean, really, what are you doing? Sorry, Mr. Haggis. I feel a bit bad. Right, those 2 are powered and they're starting to work. You can see the crude oil is coming through the pipeline. And because it's low enough, I think these also have a 10-meter head lift. So yeah, because it's low enough, I don't need pumps. Later on I will. But yeah, this pipe is now carrying 300. That means that I can duplicate this setup right over here. All right, these I'll actually center, so that will go there. But that's 1. And that is 5. And they are all lined up. Excellent. So I'm going to need to break a bit of pipe out here, which I will do, because we're going to need a junction right over here on this middle line. And then it can just connect the pipe back in. And that's that. Then all the input junctions on this side. Connect all the machines up. Oh, that didn't look straight. Nope, it wasn't. And we are in. Connect all of these together. Cool. I'm going to connect these pipes in. Let these lines start filling up. Now to do the outputs on this side. Okay, make sure there's enough space for the conveyor lift. Test the conveyor lift. Yup. Oh, yes, it works. So, just repeat that process. And the input and output is on the same side so that I can extend this if I need to, if I want to. And so we have an output. Just need to connect these all together. I'm going to set all these recipes to the rubber recipe. Okay, confirmed, all of them are done. So that's the plastic line. This is the rubber line. Each of these output lines will have 100. This will have 100 rubber. The other one will have 100 plastic. And in total, because the heavy oil residue outputs are different, this is 20, and over there it's 10. We have a total of 150 heavy oil residue coming out of both of these systems. So let's get this out and connect it into a line. We'll need another junction in front of this. Pipe that into there. This will connect into here. And there's our heavy oil residue, when we do eventually switch things on. Now, what do we do with heavy oil residue? Well, that's why we need 3 more of these big guys. And I'll put these nicely centered again. There we go, 3 of them. And these are going to have inputs of heavy oil residue. And pop that pipe in. Oh, make sure the machines are connected in. Just like that. pipe in, and then finally connect this into there. Now all this piping and pretty much any logistics can be put on another floor. They can go downstairs, so it's all hidden. But I'm doing it like this because this is really a starter plastic and rubber factory, and I'm not too phased. Alright, now we also have to deal with the outputs and put them where they need to go. And I think I'm going to have the storage area for all of the stuff over here. And it's getting dark again. Imagine that. Okay, that looks good. It barely clips, so that's fine. Yeah, I'm going to dodge this rise in the pipe, and I'm going to put in my belt, bring it down onto this line, and then raise it up, and we'll take it out in this direction. And somewhere around here, I will put in a conveyor lift. Oh no, slightly too far forward. Alright, let's do that again. Put that in over there. That'll work. I'll bring this one straight out. And then bring this over. Now it's going to come over to this side somewhere. We're going to have to do some... We're going to have to have a bit of separation for the storage, because eventually I do want to put in dimensional depots. But for now, this is going to go there, and then we can just bring this through to there. So that's where we are for now. So these all need to be set to fuel. Okay, and that's going to make fuel from the heavy oil residue. Put in 60, get out 40. So we're getting 150, which means that the last machine needs to be underclocked to 20 per minute. So halved, basically, 50% clock speed. And that is these machines all set up. All right, now I don't want things to back up. The thing with anything with two outputs is if one of them gets clogged, the whole machine stops working. So we've got to keep this going. For now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some fluid buffers on this side out of the way, because I have a plan to do packaging and whatnot over here. Extend this just one more out to give me more space. Remove that. I will leave one spot over here, and then I'll put a container down here, and we're far away, so no reason to go small. I'll just put a big one, and I'll push it over here. I'm not sure if I should center it. Yeah, I will. Okay, that's given us enough space to put smart splitters in when we need. And I'm going to leave a space for that one, and I'm going to put this one in next to it. And for now, you know what? This looks silly. I'm going to put this right next to it. I am going to have the rubber come in over... Of course, I put them the wrong way around. So I'll have the rubber come in there, remove this, and the plastic will come in here. And then we can do stuff with it later on. Split it off into dimensional depots or whatever. And then we can have a dimensional depot on each side. One for plastic, one for rubber. And then we'll also have packaged fuel. So now, what are we going to do with the packaged fuel? For a start, I think I'm going to direct it out on this side. Because the thing with pipes is they aren't directional. So I can change the direction pretty much anytime I want, just by putting the storage or other use building on one side or the other. So I'm going to feed this lot out. Yeah, I need to think this through, see how much space this takes, because I'm going to need space for probably a constructor and a packaging plant. It would be nice to have these buffers, but I can always get rid of them. I mean, it's not critical. Yeah, let's put just 2 in for now. Yeah, that feels safe. And we can put 1 in there, and then 1 in there. And at least our fuel will have a place to get stored while everything else is operating. So let's go get the first set of machines plugged in and running. I think everything has been set up properly. I didn't change the direction of that. That's still sharded. Where are the power points on these things? Ah, they're over on this side. So I can run it through here, which is basically 1 click off this center line here. So put that there, and it's created the junction. I'll do the same thing over on this side and hope it doesn't clip through the belts. It shouldn't. And then we're going to run power poles. Let's see. This is over here, so we'll just put them right in between. And just one power pole each. And these machines are quite loud. Okay, good. Those are all green. And I'll get the next set sorted out. So we are producing plastic. Hey, check it out. And with that, we should be producing rubber, but we have red lights. Why do we have red lights? I missed a power thing somewhere? Doesn't look like it. Let's go and see what's going on. Ah, it's not getting crude. Oh no, it's no power. Okay, something's gone on with the power line. Let's try that again. See if that fixes it. No. That's odd. Is there power at this pole? No, no power on this pole. So maybe that just needs to be replaced. Check it now. Still nothing. Interesting. Wait, is there power here? Yep, there's power here. Alright, well, I'm going to take this one out. Bring this over to where that one was supposed to be. Connect that back in. And then try this. Ah, I hear movement. There you go. They're all green. Okay, that was a weird little glitch. Okay, so as you can see, we have heavy oil residue coming through to the fuel machines. We have rubber. Yep, there's the rubber. Good. So now we just have to plug in these lines. And that's the last one. Okay, that one is yellow. Because why? Oh, probably because this line is still filling up. Yeah, it's balanced. So as long as that gets to 12 before that gets to 100%. Ooh, it's tight. Oh, there we go. Okay, perfect. It keeps going. So it is green now. And we are producing fuel, which should be coming into this buffer. There we go. So we've got 400 cubes to play with. We just need to make sure that we grab some rubber and plastic before we head back. I will have an awesome sink over here because we're going to need to make sure that nothing gets backed up. So once the containers are full, they can then overflow into the awesome sink. The same will be especially important with packaged fuel. The packaged fuel we're going to make from plastic to make the containers, and then a packaging plant. So we will get into all of that, but in the meantime, we have rubber and plastic production, and we are going to need it. I think it's 200 rubber and 400 plastic, but I'll take a little extra, so I'm going to hang around and take a bit extra before we go back. Yeah, I spotted a yellow one, and I realized I hadn't connected the output for that. So I'm just going to run through and make sure that all of my pipes and belts are connected, because that would have been slowing down production. Alright, I have 800 plastic and 600 rubber. I'm going to head back and we're going to do some more research so we can continue this. Let's see what we need, because the next thing we're going to need is fluid packaging. I'm not sure I have everything that I need. I probably don't, but I'm going to select that milestone. We'll load it up. I'm short of a few copper sheets. Copper sheets sorted and launch. Go Ada.
Milestone reached. Avoid the embarrassment of placing liquids in your pockets only for them to spread across your suit. Package and unpackage them with the packager. Packaging fluids allows them to be transported in your inventory, on conveyor belts, and by vehicles. For increased, non-pocket related fluid storage, you can now use the industrial fluid buffer.
Well, there you go. So we have some new stuff available to us. Let's go and see what it all looks like. There's the packager. Bit weird because it has the fluid input above the solid input. Yep, and you can unpackage with it as well. Using the correct recipes. Excellent. I'm only going to need one of these, so that's great. The next milestone will be this one, which is petroleum power. I'm going to select that and just... Oh, I'm going to have to go and fetch some stuff. Okay, I can't load it yet, but I can go and get the motors that I'm missing, so I'll just shoot out there while I'm waiting for the drop pod to return. And there's the drop pod as I'm getting back. Nice. Nice one. Okay, so 100 motors. Plastic, rubber, encased industrial beams, launch.
Milestone reached. It is my honor and privilege to inform you that the fuel-powered generator, as well as the industrial fluid buffer, are now available. Due to a lack of gold in your sector, Caterium will serve as a suitable replacement to construct the fuel-powered generator. Your research into this element was valuable. In fact, you in particular are my most valuable pioneer, but don't tell the others I said that, it would be bad for morale.
I feel like the numbers have changed on the fuel production. I don't know why, but I feel like I'm getting less fuel than I should be. Maybe I've worked out something wrong. I'll check when I get back. But right now I'm making 100 fuel. Anyway, I have been making quick wire. I've got a stash of it, and we need some of that to make the fuel power generators. And I believe I'm going to need, if I'm making 100, I think they each use 20 per minute. That's the new numbers. So I'll get 4. That uses 80 of the fuel, then I can package the last 20, so I've got packaged fuel. That sounds like a good plan. 4 of those. We're going to need a packager and a constructor. And other than that, just pipes and belts. I am running a little low on encased industrial beams, but I think I have enough to do what I need to do out there. I can always come back and fetch when I get back. I hope that doesn't come back to bite me. Also, as you will see, I did increase the coal production up to 2,400 megawatts, but we're already almost at a consumption of 2,100 if all the machines were running. So you can see how much of that power was chewed up by those refineries, which is why it's really important before you get to this stage to make sure that you're well sorted with power. Otherwise, you're going to have to do things in bits and pieces. It could become a little bit annoying. Right, we're back. I'm going to need a fair bit more space over here because those fuel generators are pretty big. Haggis, don't even think about it. All right, let's see. Where am I going to have these fuel gens and start using some of this fuel that we're producing? All right, we only need 4. So let's see how this works. I'll press H. We can bring... I don't need to be this far over. Actually, I might just leave them over here. They are temporary, but I think I could probably bring it back a bit. So let's see if I've got this centered. This will go across by 1, centered in that direction. Now how far can I go with this? Can I go to there? Is there still space? There is. It might be a little tight, but there's space. All right, let's see how well the junction fits in here. Oh, it doesn't. Okay, so I'm going to need to move this over. It's going to have to center on this line. Did I not have it centered on this line? Oh, I think I did. Going to need to move back and center over here. Yeah, that will make sure that this line goes through here. Might have to think a little bit about how I'm going to do this ultimately, but yeah, that will be fine. And then I will do this on this side as well, with the aim of lining things up the same way I did over there. Check that this is centered the same as this. It appears to be. Good, build that. Now this is wider than I really need. I could have come closer. I'm busy messing around with layouts. Alright, I'll put that there. Takes up 2.5 by 2.5. Okay, so it's a little bit of an odd size. Yeah, that's going to be the position. And that's all 4 of them. Now those will take up 80 of the fuel that we're producing. So we'll get junctions, pop them in, pipes. Then I'm going to feed a pipe out of here, and yeah, I'm going to split off a line over here on the plastic because I'm going to need to grab a little bit of plastic. Yeah, as you can see, everything has stopped working now because we are not using the fuel, but there's a way that we can sort that out quite quickly. Okay, that goes in there, and that goes in there. We do have a bit of plastic on hand. I'm going to grab a constructor. I remember why I should have moved these. Yeah, okay. I'm going to break these down. I'm going to move them. It basically flushes whatever fuel was in there. So that's one of those things. I'm going to take this line out over this way. Let's see, where's our packaging plant going to go? Let's put that in first. because we need to also bear in mind that we've got to get it to storage, but we also need space for the fuel to come in. So we will set the packager up over here. That's very tight. The constructor needs to come in before the packager. And I need to bring a belt through. I'm going to bring it through over this side. But I think what I might do is just lift it. Oh no, I'm not going to lift this one. I'm going to bring it through here and then pop that in there. Then we are going to grab a pipe. Now this might get ugly. Oh, no it won't. Because I'm going to come from this side. I will put a junction over here. Make sure that it is nicely centered. Okay. This will then come through to here, right over there. I'm going to have to test that and see what it looks like. But okay, that could work. There is a belt coming in over here, and we need to get the pipe from there to there neatly. If we go straight up like that, it could work. But I want to try and get horizontal vertical. Oh, that's not going to give me anything good. Alright, well it works. Let's just see how straight it is. No, this needed to move over. Nope, apparently it is not going to work the way I want it to. So I'm going to do that and pop it in, which is much better. Now we can grab these pipes, toss them in there, toss that in there. Okay, and we're going to need a container. Put that right there. Put that in there. Okay, so we're making 100 fuel. Those are going to use 80, which means this needs to be cut down to only using 20. So packaged fuel, it's going to have to be done at 50%, which means we only need 20 empty canisters, so we can underclock the constructor that is making the empty canisters and bring that down to 20. And I think everything should start working again. I just need to make sure that I plug this slot in. Pipe into there, and that one into... Now, I could have a buffer, actually. I'm thinking it may not be a bad idea. And I'll just use a small one and put it in over... Let's see. Right there. Plug that into there, and plug that into there. Perfect. Right, so now we just wait for the fuel to come through, which it is, and it's going to start going into these machines. I don't know if they stock up when they're not yet. They do, so that's fine. We'll wait for these to back up. We do have a little bit of time to play with because I put the buffer in here. Ooh, are we getting any packaged fuel yet? No, not yet. Shouldn't be long. Oh, of course, unless I forget to put power in. So we'll put a power line here, we'll bring it over to... That one comes in over there, so we'll put the power pole right there, plug that in, and now things will start rocking and rolling. So, okay, here come the fuel canisters. It does have fuel, but it's got very, very little. And that's because there's a rise here. Now, the way fluid works is the way it pretty much works in real life. This is going to fill up before it backs up to fill this up. But these also need to be operating efficiently as well. So we'll wait and see. But yes, it's happening. Good. Okay, we are getting enough in. Oh, that's perfect. That's perfect. It should stay green. These are backing up. Let's go and have a look. Yep, that's full. Full. Awesome. All of these are full. Now it's just a matter of plugging this into the power system. And that is it. They are plugged in. Let's see what that's done for us. Okay, 1000 megawatts. Now, something is not plugged in. Okay, so these now each deliver 250. Oh, hang on. Let me get away from it. Yeah, these produce 250 megawatts. So they've been buffed from the 150 that they were before. But then they use more resources. So it balances out. In the previous versions, I would have had 8 of these. So this is much nicer. It saves on resources. And we have some packaged fuel. Right, now I need to put a failsafe in place to make sure that we are not going to land up stopping production because something backs up. Chances are at some point something will fill up, one of these will fill up, and the whole system grinds to a halt. So, I've left these spaces, which I hope are big enough. Oh no, that's fine, it is big enough, I'm just missing the stuff for it. So one on that side, and one out on this side, which means I have a space over here for a belt. Now I have smart splitters, but now did I bring any with me is the question. Actually, I should have enough. So what I will do is I'll put smart splitters in place. I'll try and line them up decently enough. Okay, that one there, and then one over here. Yeah, it would have been much neater if I'd actually brought this belt down to the ground. Maybe I will do that. Let's do that. Cause myself some problems. Right, that's much better, and then I can bring this down to ground level. And that's in there. Now, have I messed anything up over here? It's entirely possible. But we're going to grab the smart splitter and we're going to get it in line with everything else. That's about right. And then I think the mergers are going to go up at the top. Oh, there's going to have to be another smart splitter somewhere else. But basically what I need to do is I need to be able to... I might have 2 smart splitters on each line, which means I may need to change positions a little bit, because one will overflow into the storage, but the main outflow will go into the dimensional depot. The next one will take the overflow going into the main storage and take the overflow from that and put it into an awesome sink, which will be over here. But I don't have enough material to finish up the awesome sink, but I do have plenty of time to sort it out. In the meantime, we can grab some fuel. So we have processed our first plastic, rubber, and fuel and packaged fuel. And that opens up so many opportunities for later in the game. I will be doing something over on this side with a little bit of bio stuff in the next episode. And also showing you a really good tip on how you can double output of some very important items. So if you like this video, give us a like. If you want to see more, subscribe, hit the bell icon for notifications. Leave me your comments. Let me know what you think of the playthrough so far. We are going pretty well. I could do Logistics Mark 4, but honestly, I don't have any real need for it. We are coming to monorails, so we're going to have choo-choos at some point. And they're going to become important because I need to move things fair distances. And then, of course, the manufacturer, so we can make computers and get into those other project assembly parts. But thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate the support I've had in this series. And until next time, cheers!